Well, now we'll be moving straight to the next discussion this morning. Yesterday was World Glaucoma Day 2025 with the theme See the Future Clearly. Today, we are discussing glaucoma, which is a silent but a serious eye disease that is one of the leading causes of blindness in Nigeria. Glaucoma affects millions worldwide, but here in Nigeria, it is particularly alarming because it often goes undiagnosed until it's too late. With an estimated 1.2 million adults having the condition, it is a leading cause of blindness. Awareness and early detection are crucial as many cases remain undiagnosed or untreated, leading to preventable vision loss. Glaucoma is one of the leading causes of blindness in Nigeria and the world, with a high proportion of those affected being blind. A significant percentage of people with glaucoma are either undiagnosed or untreated, leading to preventable blindness. Now, we're going to start with what exactly is glaucoma and how does it affect the eyes? What is it all about?
Okay, so glaucoma is a group of diseases that affect, and damage the optic nerve, leading to blindness if untreated, just like you said. So that's just it. It's something that is progressive. It comes gradually until it damages the optic nerve. The optic nerve is the nerve that is in charge of the function of the eye. So once it's completely damaged, that is when person can actually go blind. So that's it.
Okay, so what exactly causes glaucoma, or are there different types? There's been this link of glaucoma with sugar and all of that.
Yes.
And then there's also this report that it is more common in the southern part of Nigeria than the northern part. I don't know how correct that is, but what exactly causes it?
Okay, so there are various causes and risk factors. So one is increased eye pressure. We call it increased intraocular pressure. That's high eye pressure. That is when the pressure in the eyes is increased.
Okay.
And it's as a result of there is a fluid in the eye known as aqueous humor. So when it doesn't drain properly and something like it's blocking it,
yes,
it will increase the pressure in the eye, and this will gradually damage the optic nerve if nothing is done about that pressure. That is the major cause of glaucoma. So that is just it. So then another cause is, or risk factor, is increasing age.
Okay. Age.
We know that it's more with from 40 years and above.
Yes.
So I'm not saying if you're younger than 40 years, you will now relax. Still go for your eye examination, so it will be discussed on time. So increasing age is also a factor. It's worse with that age group.
Yes.
Then we also have hypertension is also a cause or risk factor. We have diabetes.
Okay.
We have previous eye injuries.
Okay.
And then unhealthy lifestyle like smoking. So these are risk factors or things that can predispose you to coming down with glaucoma.
Are there different types of it?
Yes. We have angle closure glaucoma. We have closed angle glaucoma. So these are like the commonest types around. So
okay.
It, yes.
Why is glaucoma popularly called the silent thief of sight?
Yeah, it's because most times there will be no symptoms.
Okay.
Until the advanced stages. So that's why they tell people to go for checkup, go for regular health check. That is when most diseases, because if you're waiting for when you start having headache, or maybe when you are now seeing properly, before you now decide to go for an examination, you might be too late. Maybe it would have progressed, it would have gone to the advanced stage. So it doesn't come with symptoms, especially in the early stages. Symptoms come when it has already advanced.
So it's just like, you see clearly every day, but then one day it just comes and you no longer see clearly.
Yes, you no longer see clearly.
Oh, wow. But then how does it progress, and how long does it take before? Because we according to the report, it has led to over 1 million blindness in Nigeria. And how does it progress? Is it that, okay, you get glaucoma today, and if it's untreated, maybe in 1 year or 2 years, the person has gone totally blind?
So, like I said, it's a progressive process. The optic nerve will gradually be damaged. But if you have gone for an examination and it was detected on time, so certain medications can be given to you to release or to reduce that pressure, right? And preserve the optic nerve. So it could vary in different individuals. You can't say it might be faster in one individual and before it might be like slower in another individual. But it's just that it is progressive. So we always advise, don't wait till you start having signs and symptoms, because you could start by having blurred vision. You could start by you don't see on the side, that's peripheral or side vision, or you can be having tunnel vision. But tunnel vision is when it has even, like, tunnel vision means you're just seeing what is in front of you. Any other thing by the side, you can't see. So that's even in the advanced stage. People can have headache. They could, like have redness of the eye. So we don't advise that. We advise that you don't wait for those symptoms to come. Just go regularly.
Okay.
Maybe you can say, like, you can go in a year. You can go like 2 times, 3 times, or as regular as you can. Because early detection is key. If they detect that there is something wrong, they start the treatment immediately, kind of to reverse whatever thing that has started happening.
Okay.
Yes, to avoid blindness.
But really, how common is it in Nigeria? Is it as common as they say it is?
It's common. It's actually common. I don't know. I can't say the exact number of people that have been affected, but it's common. One of my colleagues was saying that his roommate, this person I'm talking about is not even up to 40.
Okay.
Said his roommate has already, his sight has gone blind, has gone bad now, that he can barely even see. Right?
That's quite sad.
Yes. So that's it.
But are there specific groups of people that are more at risk, maybe by age, genetics, or lifestyle, or is it sort of passed down from mother to child or from father to something like that?
Yes, and I didn't mention that family history too.
Okay, so it is hereditary.
Yes, it's hereditary. Then, like, people that are diabetic, hypertensive, people that have had previous eye injuries. Okay. Right, then people at the increasing age, like I said before, 40 years and above, they are more at risk.
Okay. Yeah. You just talked about how it is indeed hereditary, but can it be prevented? Say, yes, you have parents who are diabetic and also have a glaucoma, but is there a way that their offspring can prevent getting glaucoma at all, or it's just there?
Yes. So if you know you're at risk, because some diseases run in the family. Yes. Let's say, for instance, you have parents, let me use diabetes. Your parents are diabetic. It should tell you that it doesn't mean that if it runs in your family, you must get it.
Okay.
So, but the thing is that it should let you know that you should be more careful than someone that doesn't run in the person's family. So you should go more for eye examinations. Okay. All right. So because it's through through the examination that they will be able to detect anything. So you should go for regular eye examinations.
Okay, so you just talked about regular examinations. How regular is regular examination? Like, how often should people get their eyes checked, especially those at risk?
Well, you can go, it's not, when you go for eye examination, it doesn't hurt. You can try to even go monthly. Okay. Right? But everybody might not have all that time. Yes. But just make it regular, even if it's 3 times a year or 4 times a year, 5 times, 6 times, as regular as you can. Right? It's okay. It's not like they are going to, it's just probably the expenses. It might not even be that expensive to get your eyes checked. Yes. So you can just go, they use their instruments to look into your eye and be sure that nothing is going wrong. So that if they notice anything on time, it can be handled. Okay. Because there are medications.
Yeah, although we did say that it is a silent killer, but are there any signs at all before it can be detected or before vision loss begins? Are there any signs that the person is supposed to get?
Yeah, there are symptoms. Yes, I've mentioned some of them, like gradual loss of peripheral vision. Okay. You can't see sideways. Okay. Then you can have redness of the eye. You can have sudden pain in the eye. You can have there was something I wanted to say, like you find it difficult to see very well. That's blood vision. Okay. The vision will be blood, right? You know when something is blood, when you blow like your camera, that kind of vision. Yes. So these are some of the things. Then in advanced stage, you have what we call tunnel vision. Okay. Tunnel vision means that you're just seeing like straight. Straight. So you can't see any other thing happening unless you have to turn this way and all. Yes. So
just trying to imagine that. But is glaucoma, is it actually curable, or it can only be managed? Is there a complete cure for glaucoma?
No, it can be cured, but it can be managed. And early detection will help to reduce the chance of getting blind.
Okay, so if it gets detected early and it's being managed, will the person still end up getting blind at the end of the day?
The chances will be reduced. We can't say never, but the chances will be very well reduced if it's detected on time.
Okay, but what options are available for treatment, like medications, or is it about surgery or just lifestyle changes?
Yes. So what we can do, there are medications like eye drops that the ophthalmologist will have to administer, recommend or this will help to reduce the pressure in the eye, which can damage the optic nerve. So we also have surgery. Surgery can be done, right, to help. Then also, it requires continuous follow-up.
Okay.
So
Continuous
once,
follow-up.
yes, we need to go for follow-up. So it's not a one-off thing. So you have to go, you know, the eyes are very important.
Yes.
So you have to like take it very serious. Go for follow-up regularly. Then modify your lifestyle, keep your blood pressure in check, keep your sugar level in check, right? And then if you've had previous eye injuries, always go for regular checkup and management so that your eyes will be protected.
But how accessible and affordable are glaucoma treatments in Nigeria? You just talked about surgery and medications. You know, this could probably be a reason why most persons will not even want to go for it. Maybe it's expensive or something like that. What do you think?
So what I would say is that let people not be discouraged by the cost.
Okay.
Right? First of all, get to the hospital, right? And even though you might be surprised, it might even be like way less expensive than you thought. And also, we have insurance, right? Like in dental that I know we have like various forms of insurance. So you can go through the route of insurance, okay? Then I don't think they are to get your eyes checked, I don't think it's very expensive. I don't know the exact amount, but I feel it's something that if you just go to like at my hospital, FMC, we have an eye clinic that is very well functional. So you can come there, get your eyes checked. Then if it's for the treatment, I don't think it will be that expensive. Like at least let them tell you that this is what you need.
Yes.
Then it's now sorting the funds. You can seek help, all right, and help will come. The better you go, and then let it now be that you're relaxed at home and you say, oh, I don't have the money, and your eyes keep getting bad. So come first to the hospital.
You know, since it's a kind of something that sort of gets worse with age, as the person gets older, it gets worse. Don't you think maybe some persons will just think, okay, I don't have glaucoma, it's just my eyes aging on its own. They may not even realize that it's actually glaucoma that they have.
Yeah, you can't just say it's aging because there are a lot of people elderly people that have their eyes not bad.
Okay.
So you can't just attribute it to that. Even if it's better for you, even if you think it's age, it's better you go and see the specialist, you go and see the eye doctor or come to the hospital for appropriate management so that if there's anything there that can be reversed, you prefer to go old in blindness because if you is increasing age, old age is already not very easy.
Yes.
Then you're adding blindness.
Yes.
So it's better even if you feel it's increasing age, still come around so that whatever it is can be salvaged on time so that you grow old very well.
With your sight.
Yeah.
You talked about insurance earlier. Can you tell us more about that?
Okay, insurance is whereby like treatment is either free or subsidized.
Okay.
So like I know we have the Delta State Contributory Health Commission.
Okay.
And also there are private organizations or non-governmental organizations that help people. We also have the NHIS, right? So these are insurance platforms for citizens of the country or maybe indigenous of a state, and also we have the Delta State Contributory Health Commission at DBS Road here in Asaba. So you can go there, make inquiries what it entails so that you can be part of it. Then if you're a staff like in FMC, we have the NHIS for staff members and probably their family members, and also everybody can have an access. So it's just for you to come and make inquiries to know where you fall under regarding insurance.
You know, there are some eye defects that, okay, yes, once the person gets blind, there can be surgery or medication and the person's sight will be restored. Does it work like that with glaucoma?
Well, it depends on the extent of the damage that has been done already and when the person presented. So that is just it. If someone that presented late when it has already gone far, you can't say how much can be done.
Okay.
So compared to someone that has been regular with checkups even when symptoms have not come up. So we always say don't wait for symptoms. Come for regular eye examination because early detection is key in preventing blindness.
Okay, you talked about when it's presented late and the final stage, you talked about how someone begins to get tunnel vision. So once someone begins to get tunnel vision, then that means they're just very close to blindness or there's still hope.
There's still hope. So we never say never.
Okay, there's always
there's still hope, yes. There's still hope. So that's it.
Well, how about, do glasses help in any way, or do they use recommended glasses, or just pure treatment and no need for glasses and all of that?
Well, you may get glasses to help with, but you know, it's majorly like the medications I talked about were the eye drops and all to
Yes.
help to reduce the
And
eye
then surgery,
pressure and
yes.
all and the surgery. Well, you may need glasses probably to, protect a direct as a contact with sunlight and
Okay.
all of that. So, but it's not a key, it's not a key recommendation when it comes to
Glaucoma.
glaucoma. Yes.
Oh.
Mm.
Okay.
So,
That's quite interesting. But now, for someone who has just been diagnosed with glaucoma, what do you think should be the first thing that they should do?
okay. So if you're diagnosed with glaucoma, just don't think it's the end of the world, right? You just have to be positive about the whole situation. So all you have to do is you go for your appointments at the hospital with your doctor, try to adhere with every recommendation they give you, modify your lifestyle, ensure that your BP and your sugar levels are the normal level.
Okay.
Then you also try, exercise is also key. Try to avoid alcohol, smoking, all these things that can be damaging. A regular exercise, eat balanced diet, foods that are rich in vitamin A, like all these things. It just
Vitamin
help
A.
with
Okay.
the like it helps with the eyes. So it might not really necessarily like help with the like just that we know that vitamin A is good for the eyes. So that's why
Yes.
I say eat balanced diet, fruits and vegetables, and adhere to your treatment, adhere to your appointment, go for regular follow up, and you can have a good life. That is it.
Really. So if you are able to, stick with some of these things and
Mm.
exercising,
Yeah.
regular checkups, sticking with
Exactly.
your treatment pattern, you
Yes.
can have a good life and not be at risk of getting blind. Because,
Yes.
for most persons, once they just hear that, oh, it's glaucoma, and with that idea that, yeah, it's already widely known that it leads to blindness,
And they
total
give up.
blindness, they just sort of give up and wait for the next day that they get, for the day they just finally get blind. What can you say about that?
So, like I always say, just be positive. Don't dwell on the negative aspect. Don't just say, "Oh, I'm going to wake up blind." No, just be positive about the whole situation because it has a big role to play. Like we just mentioned, try and adhere to everything you've been told, and be positive that you are not going to get blind. That is just it. If it eventually happens, it's not the end of the road. But we are not wishing anybody blinded. But
Yes.
I just want to leave this with you. Don't have that mindset that there is nothing else. There is no going back. I'm going to get blind. You may not actually end up getting blind.
Okay. For most, let's say for most sicknesses or ailments, there's usually a whole lot of awareness. But I think when it comes to blindness, there isn't so much awareness out there about it. I mean, yesterday was, it's even an entire week.
Weak.
Yes, there is an entire week that's dedicated to raise awareness concerning eyesight and eye care, so many of that. And it doesn't get as much attention as, other things. Why do you think that is?
I think it's because, well, people don't like, they just feel, things, glaucoma doesn't come with early symptoms and all of that. Or
Okay.
probably we are not seeing a lot of blind people around there. So they feel that, oh, it might not be necessary and all of that. So you don't have to do all that. I feel every aspect of health should be treated with every amount of seriousness. Like
Okay.
if they say, okay, now we are knowing that glaucoma can happen and it can lead to blindness, use it as an opportunity. Oh, I've heard this. Don't go and relax. Just go for your eye check.
Okay.
Go and get examined. You never know what they can see and can be reversed if it's detected on time. So don't just, relax about it. I would advise that people should take this thing seriously. Don't wait until it happens to you or when it happens to your next door neighbor or
Yes.
a relative before you know it's very serious. You can learn from other people's experiences. So that is what I can say.
You talked about smoking earlier. Then it just coming to my mind now. Yeah, someone smokes and then they could get glaucoma. What about people who sort of cook with firewood or something like that and then they smoke? Does
Yes,
it is
I feel it's the same smoke. The thing is that one thing about smoke or cigarette or the any other
smoke getting
smoke,
into the eyes?
yes,
Yes.
some of these things they have some components that could alter the genetic pattern in our bodies. Smoking is one cause of cancer
Yeah.
in most kinds of cancers. So these things, they can alter the genetic pattern, and it can lead to one thing or the other. So it's a risk factor. It might not be the direct cause, but it's a risk factor because we don't know what could have been altered that could be affecting the eyes. So that's just how it goes.
Okay, so it can just alter it. It's not like that's the major cause. It can just be a risk
Yes,
factor. So
factor,
just to be
yes.
on the safe
Safe
side,
side, yes.
sort of avoid it. And then when you talked about balanced diet, I giggle because I mean for most Nigerians, if anybody just hears you say, "Oh, balanced diet," they'll be like, "Wow, this time when people are
Yeah,
just
no
living to
money,
feed,
yeah.
looking for money, nobody cares about what to put into their body." But really, how important is balanced diet at maintaining eye health and maybe overall health in general?
Yes, it's very important. Your diet has to be balanced. Balanced diet includes the 6 classes of food, like carbohydrate, protein,
Yes.
vitamins, fats and oil, water. So you don't have to break a bank to have balanced diet.
Okay.
So when it comes to carbohydrate, we have the rice already. In fact, carbohydrate is everywhere
Yes,
already.
yes.
Then protein, fish, meat, right? Then
Yeah, and they're quite expensive now. Fish meat, even egg.
yes, exactly. So even if you don't end up getting it every day, but at least
Okay.
try as much as possible. You can even rear them in your house. Like you can have
Okay.
a poultry farm where you can rear chicken and all of that. Then when it comes to fruits and vegetables, for vitamin, fruits and vegetables are very vital because they contain a lot of antioxidants that help to protect the body from a lot of disease conditions. So fruits, at least in the rural areas, for instance, they have fruits all
Yes,
around them.
yes.
They have vegetables. That's why even if you're not in the rural area and you're in the city, you should have a mini garden where you can plant vegetables like
Yes.
ugu, all those things. You can even try and grow tomatoes, pepper, just little things that can just harvest around your house. You don't need to go to the market to always buy them. All right. So then the fats and oil, we have our red oil, we have granite oil, water is key.
Okay,
Like we
water.
had World Kidney Day yesterday.
Yes.
So it's always drink water. That's the major thing about kidney. Sorry, we are deviating a bit,
It's no
but
problem.
so
Yes.
water is very, very important for proper functioning of the body system. So just make do with what you have around you, pending when you have it in abundance. So don't always wait till you have it all before you feel you can get a balanced diet.
Okay. Okay, so how about exercising? What role does it play? I mean, it's the eyes, and normally exercising just keeps your
Body
physical
fit.
body fit and maybe helps you to lose weight or gain some muscles and all of that. But how does it affect the eyes?
So, one of the risk factors, we mentioned hypertension, we have
Yes.
mentioned diabetes.
Okay.
So exercise helps, to keep these things in check. Exercise helps to keep your blood pressure in check. It helps you like lose weight for like say it reduces the risk of coming down with some of these, conditions.
Okay.
So I feel in that respect. So if it's helping you keep your blood pressure in check, if it's helping you reduce the risk of diabetes and all of that. So yeah, it has a role to play.
Okay,
actually,
so
yes.
just keeping your body in check, keeping everything. Now, you did mention kidney earlier, the word kidney day, and we just talked about just debating a little. Lately, there's been a surge in kidney failures and all of that, and that has even led to so many organ harvestings, so many cases of organ harvesting, because there's been so many reported cases of failed organs, particularly the kidney. What exactly affects it most? You just talked about drinking water, because I mean it's just in there. You don't know what's happening to it. If it were to be the skin, you could say, "Oh, this is what happened," but it's inside, and you have no idea what's going on with it. It's just inside there. What exactly could be the leading cause for this?
So there are a lot of things that can lead to kidney damage, a lot. And these are things that we do in our daily lives. So for instance, people that don't drink water very well, let me start from that because it's
Okay.
a key factor, right? For the kidney health, water is like a friend to the kidney. So that's why it's paramount when we talk about kidney. So aside water intake, we also have people that are hypertensive or
Okay.
diabetic. There's also a risk of they are uncontrolled when they don't control their uncontrolled hypertension, uncontrolled.
I mean, now
sugar
it seems
level.
like everything is linked to being
Yes,
hypertensive and
so
diabetic.
it's another factor because the pressure is there and all. Then also intake of painkillers
Yes,
especially
painkillers.
the ones we call NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs,
Yes,
like ibuprofen, diclofenac. People
yes,
abuse those medications a lot. If they're having headache, if they have, especially people that have arthritis
yes.
and all, so they just go. The pharmacist will just prescribe, just give them, and they keep taking it over time. Those things can damage the kidney,
Okay.
right? Then you also have alcohol intake, also have smoking, right? Then when you don't go for checkup,
Okay.
right? So you go for checkup so that if there's any, like I know people that actually call me to say, oh, they want to come to the hospital to do all their body check, do kidney, liver,
Yes,
and
yes.
all. It's very important so that if anything is detected on time, early detection is key for every disease. It can be tackled at the early stage before it becomes advanced and nothing much can be done anymore. So also, like, okay, we've already mentioned hypertension is also a
Yes.
factor. So that is it. Then use of certain kinds of cream,
Cream.
yes, can
Okay.
also damage the kidneys. Then bee sting,
Bee
like,
sting.
yeah, bee sting
Wow.
that was not managed properly can affect the kidneys. So
Wow,
you
that
have to
one's
look
new. I
at
don't think
that.
I've ever heard
Yeah,
of that before. Bee sting.
yes. So
Wow, that's quite interesting. Well, we just have a whole lot to do at
let's not
protecting our
forget.
health. What I mean for of everything that we've mentioned, first we started with diphtheria, and then now we went on to talk about glaucoma, and then we just mentioned kidney. And of all of these things, they are still linked to being diabetic and being hypertensive. So is it that once you are down with these conditions, it affects every other part of your body?
When you don't control them,
Okay.
yes, someone can be hypertensive and diabetic. As far as you take your medications and you modify your lifestyle, you reduce your sugar intake, salt intake, those are the necessary things to keep your blood pressure under control.
Yes.
Doesn't mean that if you're diabetic or hypertensive, then that means you now come down with all the diseases. No, if you are and you keep these things at the normal level by taking your medications and
Yes.
lifestyle modification, nothing will happen to you. So.
But without taking medication, can any other thing help, like exercising or controlling your diet?
Yes, exercise is key. Dietary control for hypertension, we tell them reduce salt intake. If your weight is much, reduce your weight.
Okay.
But also through exercise. The exercise helps to keep the blood system functioning effectively. Then for diabetes, reduce your sugar intake, reduce your weight, and all of that. Drink plenty of water. So all of that can help. Then you may need to take medication. Most times you have to take medications
Okay.
because someone that's already been diagnosed, the medications kind of play a role in keeping them under control. So we always advise them on drug compliance because some of
Yes.
them, they now skip their medications. Before you know it, their BP is not always, and they don't even check it.
Yes.
So we even tell them to buy their own BP apparatus so that
Yes.
they can check it on their own and ensure it's under control within the normal level. So when you do all of that, you wouldn't have any further problems. So I know taking the medications may be difficult. So I just want
Yes.
to add, the one thing I always tell my patients that helps to encourage them is, as far as you can eat, you
Yeah.
can take the drug. So once you're done with your breakfast, just pick the tablet and just take it. It's for your own good. Don't start attaching too much sentiments because it will wear you out
Yes.
and make you give up. So just see it as a normal daily
Part of your meal.
Yeah, exactly, and you're good to go.
Well, with all of these things now, I just have to mention, I mean, what I've noticed, lately there's been just so many people out there exercising. Coming to work this morning, I just saw so many persons on the street, walking, running, and I was so impressed. It seems that lately people are now more aware of the need to stay more fit, the need to stay healthy. I mean, I've seen several of them just walking along the major roads in town, and you see so many persons just trying to walk out and just keep all of these conditions away. Because, I mean, from all of these things, I think anyone who is listening this morning should know that, well, the problem just starts from you're getting overweight, or you're down with diabetes, you're down with hypertension, so many things are just attacking you at the same time. So to just sort of check all of these things and be on the safe side, just maintain a healthy lifestyle. Well, before we call it a wrap this morning, let's get your final take on the discussion. We talked about diphtheria, we talked about glaucoma, and we also mentioned the World Kidney Day of yesterday as well. So maybe just talk a little about that before we go.
So what I want to leave us with is, let's ensure we maintain proper hygiene.
Proper hygiene,
We'll
okay?
get our necessary vaccinations. we go for our regular eye examinations or eye check. Then also we maintain a healthy lifestyle, drink plenty of water, avoid too much stress, try to rest and sleep very well.
Rest and sleep.
Yeah, very, very important, because everybody is hustling these days. We want to meet up with the current economic condition, but that say, body no be firewood.
Indeed.
Just like a vehicle can break down
Yes.
and needs service, and that's the way your body needs, to rest and sleep so that it can be revived. So this plays a role in avoiding conditions like hypertension and all. So if you do all of that, you can have a healthy life.
Well, you've heard from her, and I would say, thank God it's Friday. It's the weekend. For those who work weekends, come on. You're not going to make all the money in the world. Take a little time to rest, sleep, exercise, just to maintain a healthy diet. Constantly working from Monday to Sunday, it's not going to help you in the long run. One day, your body is still a system. It might just break down. It would fail you, and you'll be wondering where that came from. So you don't start pointing accusing fingers at the innocent village people. Take care of yourself first. And that will be it on the program this morning. Thank you so much, Dr. Chidi Manwogu, for taking our time to be a part of the show today.